Hey guys, this is DK Spencer, and this is the Wolfman's brother. So this is I don't know. This is a video of how to I guess I don't know. We'll see. So obviously, when you're going to work on something, first thing you need to do, release your ASA. All right, then you're going to take your tank off. All right, now I cannot stress this enough. Number one, even though, because here's the thing, people will say, well, just leave your tank on or whatever, but you need to actually oil the thing. So every couple of tankfuls, you actually need to put a couple of little drips of oil down in the little hole right back there that you'll see. And I'm sure this will be out of focus and whatever, but anyway. Couple of little drips in there. All right. When you screw your tank in to activate your whatchamajigger, when you screw your tank in, this is what you do, okay? Take your thumb and your finger and you turn it, 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 and you turn it until it stops with your thumb and your finger, okay? Then you turn it 1/4 more of a turn, and that's it. You stop. That's it. Many a person has messed up because they think this tank has to be screwed all the way in here, and it do not. And that makes your tank O-rings like tear up when you're taking it out, because they're having to go through a whole longer distance of high pressure before you get it to the edge to take it out. So, among other reasons, just don't do that. Do exactly what I just did. That's how you do it. Okay? All right. Now, to take it out, you can't do the paintball method with these because you have to disengage your ASA, so you can't do shots, So you can't do the fire and twist like you can do like with the M17 if you don't have an ASA on it. So, take that off. Okay. Take your magazine out first. Okay. In this case, we're going to have to take the mock suppressor off. We're going to take the 685 smooth bore barrel out. Let me show you how hard it is to change. No wobble hardly at all. Less than the factory barrel. So that's how hard it is to get that barrel out. All right. Now, here's the thing. The Achilles heel of a VKS is the pin. So you need to do this in order to access the pin. So you need to learn this. Also, this is the same thing you do to access your Milsig O-ring. The only other thing that you're probably going to have to mess with. So, take your castle nut off. Make sure your ASA is disengaged and loose. And then you're going to want to get just any kind of an Allen key that'll fit in that groove. So this is your ASA. Once you get toward the end here, you can disengage and pull that out, slide that out. Always pull straight. Make sure you're keeping everything straight. Inspect your O-rings. Okay. These are your pins. Contrary to what some people say, it does not matter which direction that these pins are put in. So, it's a tight one here. So don't worry about keeping up with it, and don't worry about which one's which. They're identical, and it doesn't matter. Okay. Discard. All right. So, at this point, get the spring out the way. You could already done that if you want to. I never put the O-rings back on the trigger things. I think they're stupid. But, you know, whatever. That was your regulator. So you take your regulator off. You have to do that before you do this. And you're going to reach in here with your finger like this right here. See right here? I wonder if I've got the focus on autofocus. Anyway, reach in right here. You're going to push that down, right? And you're going to keep doing it. And you're going to keep going there until it falls all the way through. All right. Now, you've accessed your soul. This is the soul of the VKS. This is the, if you can do this, and this is what you have to do, okay? All right. So once you access the soul of the VKS, all right, there's your mil-sig O-ring, and there is your pin. The two things you need to worry about. That's how hard it is to get to them, okay? So let's say, yeah, hold on with this. Well, so accessing it, let's see here. Once we access it, the one thing we're going to do is I'm going to check to make sure that this one is still tight. So I'm going to try to unscrew it. It unscrewed. It was tight, but I was able to unscrew it. And so that means it needs to be re-Loctited. Now, I was building this one for my boy Ronald, and it had a bad the new one had a bad ASA in it, and I went through everything else first because obviously, you know, this is where your problem is typically found. So I went through replacing all this, whatever. So this is not the one that originally was supposed to go in it anyway. So as you can see, this is actually a factory one. So hardly any threads there. Very easy to get out, right? So now it's a whole lot easier to do this ahead of time than to wait until they break, because then you're going to be trying to get, you know, your threads out of this, and you're not going to have much to work with. So anyway, let's see here. Now, this little guy right here is the bomb. I don't know if that'll focus or not. Anyway, it's a 1/16 by 50, and this right here is exactly what you want on these doggone pin screws. So this one has Loctite, so what we're gonna have to do, okay, get you that way. typically if you start seeing it smoke, you've got it hot enough for it to come out easily. Now, I don't think my snakeskin stuff here is fireproof. So, I won't go with him. I guess you guys need to see. So, oh, okay, so that's how long it is. You see, okay. And I made it to the silicone man. All right, so got this other one here. Guess that would be easier. Perhaps, can you see? Can you see? Do you see? Look, do you see? Do you see? Okay, almost, maybe. All right, yeah, that's important. Go ahead and put my new one in my little holder there. Now, you want to make sure to, while this is heated up, because chemicals don't work so well. You can use like acetone and stuff, but don't get the acetone obviously on any of the, don't even get acetone near that part. But it's best to heat it up and, clean it out like a tiny little brush or dental picks. Dental picks work fantastic just to run around in the grooves and get it out. But anyway, not a lot of chemicals. Like rubbing alcohol is not gonna. It's gonna take a lot and a long time for rubbing alcohol to dissolve red Loctite. So just saying, don't waste your time. So, but you do need to clean it out. Or you can reheat it and get it out. I've tried like the sonic cleaners and all that different stuff. Ultimately, I think that is the best way, is just to hold it, heat it, and dental pick it out while it's, ridiculously hot. So anyway, all right. So what we're going to do here is take this thing, and we want it a little bit longer than that one. So you definitely got to be careful doing this, because you can easily make it too short, and you can also easily lose it, which is why I like to put it in there. So I just a little bit off the tip there, and then so that's still long. It's still longer than the average one, but not by a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is go and clean it up now, and take a little grindy poo to it. Smooth that out. Okay, so this is probably maybe still a little bit long, but we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out. I'm gonna go clean those threads out and figure out where I put the pin. Okay. Now, so first thing, before we do any Loctite or anything, and I'm sorry if I've been off frame a lot with this. I should have checked the angle a little better. So first thing we're going to do, okay, try that again. So the first thing we're going to do is try to see if it's too long. So you just want to drop her down in there and get her in there squash you can. Now typically you want to turn it backward, and try to get it lined up first. Don't cross thread it. For the love of goodness, that's the last thing you need. So But it is going to be a little tough because, you know, you just butchered the ends of it and smoothed it up with a grinder. Now, if you run into some resistance like that, right, but you know you didn't cross-thread it to start with, that means you've probably got some more of the Loctite in the threads, okay? If that happens, here be what you do. Now, holding it with your bare hands is probably not advised. A flammable oil-covered rag typically works much better. Now, what I'm going to do is go from this end. And remember, you'll be kind of turning it backwards. All right, so there we go. That's snugged right up to it. Now, we got exceptionally lucky because it's not too long. Because you can't, if it sticks up enough in this groove to impact the balls before, you know, like, you don't want that. So you can't be sticking out of the hole, right? It's got to be smooth or at least level with that. So that one that's perfect. So now, especially while it's still warm, we'll go ahead and pop it back out. And we're going to let her cool back off. And then we're going to douse those threads with red Loctite and put it all back together. All right, so in doing it like this, right, and using one of these little tools, and I do not know where I got it, but I'm pretty sure Amazon has them. But if you do it like this, right, you've got, you've got this already here to lined up and everything. You don't even have to mess with it, right? So lean this out. Make sure your Loctite's just on the threads, right? Okay. Make sure it's a good amount, good enough, but you don't want it, you know, you don't want excess for sure. So, you know, you might have to do a little counter pressure to keep it from just pulling out of the, to keep it from pulling out of that. It's still a little warmer than I thought, so I'm having trouble. See what I did? Well, anyway, you see what I'm saying with that, but I'm kind of hurrying for the video, so it's still hot. So, but you can stick your finger down in there, pinky down in there, or whatever, to keep it from coming off of the little tool there, and then you can just, you know, screw it the whole way with the tool. So now that I've got that started, I am going to go back with the tool and see, make sure it feels like we're good and straight. Yep. So, all right, so that's to the end, right? That was my torque wrench. Make sure that you do not screw your threads up when you do this. Use a good screwdriver. And that one actually is a touch on the thin side. Okay, now minimum 1 hour. I usually leave them overnight. Oh, it's morning again. All right, here we go. All right, so with it, and you don't have to wait an hour to do this part. Just do not engage it for an hour, because this part don't matter. But anyway, put it on there. Just let it barely get seated. All right, so that's important, guys. That is really important. Let it just, it's got to be like that, okay? Very, very important. This is also very important. All right, you're gonna drop it straight down, okay? Straight down. Don't force it, straight down. Don't push it anymore with your fingers. Keep your grubby little fingers off of it. Take your ASA, put it in the groove like it's supposed to be. All right, they match together. All right, push it straight down, okay? Turn it a couple of turns till it's engaged, till it's, the threads are in, right? Then get your handle. Okay, you're gonna drop your handle. Actually, I didn't get it far enough. You might have to go a little past that, but there we go. So just a little bit. And then when you see that will go down, now it's needing to go down in the back part, okay? See, the back part. So your little nub goes there. So it should be sitting flat like that. All right. Okay. Now, okay. By hand, preferably. So you can feel if it catches. If it catches, release that, jiggle it a little bit, because that does definitely happen sometimes. Okay. Now, once you get it as much as you can go by hand, put your Allen key, hold it good. Snug that puppy down. All right. Get your new rig. Whoop. Put your old screws in it. Okay. All right, do not tighten one all the way down. Snug them up a little. Then give them just a decent good little snugging. Pick your trick back up. Okay. Now, if you forgot to leave that like that, you would have needed to get in there and manually advance it up. But that little gap has to be there, and this has to sit between that gap, or it's not going to cock when you put the spring and the barrel in, and then it won't shoot until you take it back apart and do it right. Okay. At this point, you can go ahead and put this on. Okay. Pins, again, does not matter which way you put them. You can put one way, one the other if you want to be crazy about it. All right, he has a sling loop. We're going to put that back on. I'm going to put the nice Strike Industries castle nut I gave him on there. Yep. Nice there. Again, just a reminder to anyone who has one of these. When you're tightening this, your tank, anything, make sure you are holding the main body only, nothing in front of the body. On any type of build. Snug your castle nut. Drop your spring back in. Put your 685 smooth bore back in. Look in your chamber, make sure it's lined up. It is. I think I need to work on those detents though before I send it. Anyway, all right. So all that jazz is together. Go ahead, because you're good little boys and girls. and put you a drop or two there. We just did it a second ago, so we won't do it again. And screw in your 15 carbon fiber 900 psi output tank. Okay. 2 fingers. Oh, there it is. Snug. Quarter turn more. Point it in a safe direction, which I don't see one. Nice click, son. Nice click. So, out the way. That tank's not full. These are cheap riot balls. I've got some good Canuckins on the way though. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Hold on. I said 100. I said 164, but it shot both of the. As I said, I could see the detents when I looked in there. I said, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be a problem." Let me just put one V2. Hey. All right. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. All right, so that right there is 63 joules. 63 joules and not even close to a full tank. So, neat. Cool. All right. Well, check it out, Ronald. I wanted to do this and kind of make this video and switch out the rig and the bolt and everything. It paid off, but I obviously, well, probably I'm not going to make UPS today. But that all being said, I think you come up. So 63. I can fill it up and see, and I am gonna take it back apart again and double check the since I'm not yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make it. So I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna fill this up, shoot it a couple more times, see what we get, and then take it back apart and probably redo the pin and actually let it sit overnight. So yeah, I'm curious. I might shoot a couple mags through it and see what it comes out to. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I didn't fill it all the way up because I'm not wanting to run the compressor right now. The baby's asleep right over there in the next like 2 rooms over, but that thing's loud. So I just use my jump tank and it won't quite get it all the way, but still. There's 8 in this. Like I say, I do need to fix the detents. We'll see. It's more of a problem with the with riot balls than it is the V2s. So that's gonna be 2 balls though. Yeah, 232. Apparently every one of those was 2 balls except for the last one, 402, and it pissed me off so much I forgot to show you. I'm not kidding. Lucky I didn't blow an O-ring right there. Alright, so let's do a single just again to see. Whoa! Hello! Bow, bow, bow. So, that wonderful number was 65 joules. All right, so that being said, 65 joules, not even a full tank. I'm gonna, as far as that goes, I'm gonna call her done.